say this. We're gonna give you 1 mark per column. If you make 1 mistake in that column, take off half. More than 1 mistake, that's 0 for that column, okay? That's how we're gonna go today. So the degree of a constant function is 0. Possible of x-intercepts, technically 0 unless you're right on the x-axis. Possible turns 0. And behavior, if the leading coefficient is positive or negative. If you put not applicable, I would be fine with this. But technically, if you are, like if this is a constant and you're up here, you're going from Q2 to Q1, right? If the constant is below here, you're going from Q3 to Q4. So this one is worth 1 mark, right? Now let's go to the linear. Degree is 1, possible x-intercepts 1, possible turns is 0. If the leading coefficient is positive, right, we're expecting this to happen. So we're going from Q3 to Q1. If it's negative, this is what's happening to our line. We're going from Q2 to Q4. Again, it doesn't matter if you flip the order. Technically, you're still fine. 1 mark for that column. Quadratic, number 2 degrees, possible x-intercepts up to 2. Possible turns is 1. If it's positive leading coefficient, you're going from Q2 to Q1. Sorry. And if it's like this, if it's a negative leading coefficient, you're going from Q3 to Q4. So that's worth 1. So half, if you're off by in one of these boxes, take off half. If you're wrong in more than one, it's a 0 for that column, okay? Cubic, 3. That's the degree. Possible x-intercepts, 3. Number of possible turns, 0 or 2. Okay? And behavior, it's going to be the same as our linear. So technically, you just copy paste. The problem is if you made a mistake here, then you're in trouble, right? But technically, it behaves the exact same way as the linear in terms of end behavior. Okay? So another 1 mark. So 4 marks for that table. Next, we're moving on to our here we're gonna do it a little differently. So I will tell you that the degree, so we're gonna give this half a mark and the y-intercept half a mark. The end behavior half a mark, as well as the range half a mark. The only thing that's gonna get a full mark is gonna be the x-intercept, because you have to use your calculator for that one. So yes, that means that every column is not worth 2 marks, but 3 marks. I actually will ask you to just get rid of this. So every column will be worth 3 marks. Okay. So you can write these down so you know how much to take off if you make a mistake. The degree is easy. So the degree for this one would be 2. The y-intercept is 0.6. The end behavior, A is positive, right? Leading coefficient is positive. So we're expecting this. And so this goes from Q2 to Q1. The range, both methods, I would say if you gave me one, I would be okay. But in terms to find, oh, okay, never mind. To do the range on this one, it takes more work. Right? You need to find the vertex. It's not fair to just give you, so I'll make this 1.5. That will make this 4, okay? And I won't go into how to do this with a calculator right now, but I'll just tell you that the vertex is negative 3.12, negative 3306. Okay, you would have had to change your window significantly. So in this case, it's pointing up. Right, we're pointing up, so it's going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 33.06. You use these squiggly brackets. That's a must. You have to have some sort of brackets. And then, or you could go negative 33.06 all the way to positive infinity. There's a round bracket here, a square bracket there. So I will say this. If you have one of these and it is correct, you get a mark. And then you get a half mark for writing it in the other format. Okay, so that's where the 1.5 comes from. X-intercepts, I'll give you that as well. If you use the calculator, it's negative 0.250 as well as negative 60 if you did that correctly. So that means every single column here will be worth 4 marks. Okay. And this one is a linear, so the degree is just 1. The y-intercept is 0, negative 3. I can just tell off of the equation. The end behavior, leading coefficient is positive, so I expect this to happen. So I'm going from Q3 to Q1. The range for this one is easy because the range is simply all real numbers. Okay. Or negative infinity to positive infinity because it's a line, right? It just keeps on going indefinitely either direction. So so I'll still give you 1.5 for that one, so it's a bonus for you there. If it was less work, I know that. X-intercept, if you use your calculator to do this, is 0.380. Okay. And then this last one, this is a degree of 3. The y-intercept we can state right away. The range is the same as the linear here, so it's simply all y values, or negative infinity to positive infinity. Once we do word problems, there's going to be very few infinities in there. And this is the one I wanted to talk about. Okay, so I'm actually not going to take marks off if you missed it because you don't encounter this very often. So this is the cubic function right here as I see on my screen. If you go second trace 5, oh, I'm going the wrong way, hold on. Oh, there it is. Let me just go. And I want to find that one, no problem, right? It's 40. The problem, my window isn't good, I know that. But if you go over to the other one, it's not going to find it. Right? It's jumping here, so you're like, wait a minute, is that or is that not one? The way I go about it is I go I go zoom, and then I go zoom in, I select that, and I actually go to that place right there, and I go a little bit closer. I find that very annoying, right? I think zooming in once does the trick. So I'm going to go second trace 5, and then just hit enter 3 times. Then all of a sudden it does find it. So you have to do a little bit of investigating there. Is this very common? No, but it sucks if this happened on the exam and you would miss it. It would be unfortunate, right, for that to happen. So make sure you zoom, okay? Zoom in for that one. For that one. Okay. So 4 marks there. So what are we at? So 4 times 4, basically 16 on this, for this page right here. Oh, I forgot this one. It's the same, it's a positive leading coefficient, so Q3 to Q1. Yeah. Backside. This is the bonus. I'm going to make this a bonus, so +1 if you get it. I'm just going to give you +1 max, okay? For the domain, you're going from -3 inclusive, right? So that point is included, all the way to +3. But that one is not included, so then we put a round bracket, right? And for range, you're going always lowest first, right? You're going from -1, so that's -1 not included, because this point is not included, all the way to +3, which is included. And if you like the other notation, it would be like this. It would be, domain would be from -3, right? So x is greater than or equal to -3, but less than +3. I don't think a lot of you will prefer that one, but that's how you do it. And then for the range, you would go from -1, not inclusive, but less than or equal to 3. Right, so there's an equal sign going with the square bracket. Okay. So bonus of 1 if you got that right. Either notation, I'm fine. For this one, the domain, it's all real numbers. All real numbers. For range, we're going to be less than or equal to this right here, which is, I was hoping you would guess 5, right? So this is 5 up there. You can do that, or you can go negative infinity all the way to 5. 5 is included, negative infinity is not included. Okay, so it's up to you how you want to do that. So in this case, I'll give you 1 mark for this, and this is a bonus, okay, of +1 if you got that right. And then sketching. This is good practice, right? They do have multiple choice questions that are kind of revolving around you understanding the concept. Draw a curve that would satisfy each of the following: a cubic, only 2 x-intercepts, negative leading coefficient. So I'm kind of imagining it has a turn of some sort, and it's doing this, right? That's what that one is doing. So for A, I just need a rough sketch here, and we're gonna make it touch there, go up, and then do that. Okay, so there I have my 2 x-intercepts and negative leading coefficient there. So that would be A, 1 mark for it. B, a quadratic, no x-intercepts, positive leading coefficient. Okay, so positive leading coefficient and it being a quadratic tells me that it's going to look like that. And I just got to make sure it stays above the x-axis. Okay, there are no x-intercepts there. And last one, a constant with a y-intercept of -2. A constant function, not very popular, but a constant goes through -2. It's going to be right here. It's a horizontal line, and it goes through -2. So if I give you a specific point, I would like that to be visible on your sketch. Okay, so 1 mark for each. So that makes us backside worth 4, because we got rid of the bonus. So you could score 5 out of 4 if you got everything right. Okay, front. So 16 and 4 makes this a total of 20.